Whenever I say the word birdwing, most people will think of the genus Ornithoptera, which is mostly true. But today I'm going to show you one of the odd ones out. Rajahs Birdwing, genus Trogonoptera, species name brookiana. Today we are going to talk about the Trogonoptera birdwings of the world, which are only two species. Hey everyone, and thanks for watching. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today we are going to talk about a butterfly that really deserves our attention right now. What we are looking at is Rajahs Birdwing, scientific name Trogonoptera brookiana. Rajahs Birdwing is one of the many birdwing butterflies. What's a birdwing butterfly exactly? Well, there's three genera of butterflies called Troides, Ornithoptera, Trogonoptera, and according to some people also Pharmacophages, that form the largest butterflies in the world and are one distinct pipe-vine feeding group of swallow-tailed butterflies from the family of Papilionidae. Now, this small group called the birdwings, as the name implies, are so big that in flight they can be mistaken for a bird, and Rajahs Birdwing is one of such species. Rajahs Birdwing, Trogonoptera brookiana, is the national butterfly of Malaysia as a symbol of beauty, because it's found in peninsular Malaysia. Despite that, it's also found in many other countries, such as a part of Myanmar, Thailand, Borneo, and some other parts of Indonesia, such as Kalimantan and Sumatra. Here they are concentrated around the rainforest. This butterfly is very much considered to be a canopy species. A canopy species is a butterfly that mainly lives above the treetops. Now, while that doesn't sound like a big deal to someone, to most people in fact, the truth is that in the tropics, being a canopy species has a different meaning than most people from the Palearctic will ascribe to it. You see, the canopy of a rainforest can be really high. Above 10 meters, but in some cases up to 17 meters or more. That means that these butterflies can be rarely seen because they fly on altitudes of about 15 meters or higher. That's quite something. And this is also the case with Rajahs Birdwing, because, for example, the females of this species are very rarely seen, for they prefer to spend their time in the treetops, which is basically out of reach for most humans. The males, however, have a different habit. And while they also have to fly very high to meet the females, they do come down to the ground to congregate on the floor. This is because males produce sperm. Now, that may sound weird that I'm bringing this up, but it means they have a different biological need than a female. The males, to produce sperm, need sources of minerals. So what they do is they glide down slowly in tight circles and then settle down on the floor on mineral-rich areas. In these parts of their range, it could be hot sulfur springs or other hot springs, but also places where, due to human soil disturbance or even where people have urinated, minerals have come available in the ground. This is called mud puddling behavior, and it usually continues during the day. Of course, this is a diurnal species, so that's not a surprise. So far I've only been showing you a male specimen, however. Have you also seen the female? Let's compare the male with a female. Aha! Now you can see it. Here, to the right side, we can see the female of Trogonoptera brookiana, aka Rajahs Birdwing. As we can see, the female is a little bit more dull colored, if I can say it like that. Her green seems to be a little less iridescent and a little darker in color, it's more subtle. Generally, the female is also bigger in size. Their wingspan is bigger than that of the males. And that's because the females live a more hidden lifestyle in the treetops, while the males have to travel large distances to obtain their prized minerals. The females prefer a more sheltered life because biologically speaking they are also a little bit more important, for they carry hundreds of eggs inside, which may include offspring. The males, although they are still important of course for achieving a pairing and reproducing, they are a little bit more replaceable because one male can fertilize many females. But one female, when she is lost, can only lay her eggs once. Do you know what I'm saying? Sorry, my native language isn't English, but what I'm trying to say is that one individual male can fulfill multiple roles when it comes to procreating. One male can fertilize many females that will lay hundreds of eggs. However, a female will always be more biologically important, for she carries all the offspring inside her body. If she is killed, she cannot produce through a male, and if the male ends up dying, his life will be lost, but not the life of all the potential offspring that he carries inside his body. But the female does. So when a female dies, that means potentially hundreds of other individuals die. And that's what makes females live a more hidden lifestyle, while the males are a little bit more colored and a bit more out there. Of course, the butterflies that we see in this video are 100% legally obtained. They are part of a scientific collection in a natural history museum. That means that this is a research collection, and these butterflies were not here for fun or because they look pretty. They are actually used to obtain knowledge that we need to protect these butterflies in the wild. If you obtain any of these specimens, make sure that it comes with a permit that guarantees it was legally collected and obtained, which will get you out of trouble. The eggs of this butterfly are laid on pipevine, which are climbing vines from the genus Aristolochia, but sometimes also the other genus Paristolochia, which sounds almost the same but is a different plant taxonomically speaking. Fully grown caterpillars, they are grayish brown, and these butterflies sequester toxic compounds from their food plant. You see, Aristolochia is a pretty toxic plant and is poisonous to most herbivores that will leave it alone. But this butterfly takes advantage of this. Instead of digesting the toxins, the caterpillars store it inside their body. In fact, they store it in their fat tissue, because for insects, their fat tissue basically acts like a liver. But instead of processing these toxins, they are basically just stored. So what happens is these toxins are incorporated in their body and being made harmless because they don't pass the digestive tract. Instead, they are removed and retained. This makes the caterpillars poisonous to eat for many predators. And in fact, it makes the adult butterflies toxic as well. Generally, vertebrate predators such as birds, but also small mammals, will prefer to leave it alone. Despite that, they do have predators, mainly of the invertebrate kind, because some types of specialists, such as parasites that target the caterpillars, but also things like spiders and mantids, could be immune to the toxins produced by butterflies. Despite that, they enjoy very little predation, which is one of the main factors that turn these butterflies so big in size. And now you will see a Palawan birdwing next to Rajah Brooke's birdwing, Trogonoptera trojana and Trogonoptera brookiana, next to each other, both in one video. Both specimens are currently males. Just for the sake of comparison, it's easier to compare the males than to compare the females. Now, one thing that you may notice is the size difference. Trogonoptera trojana is a little bit bigger than brookiana. But the most different difference, the biggest difference can be seen on its hind wing. Sorry for that little blooper, I'm going to leave it in the video and not edit it out to make it a little bit more human. But you will see that the stripe on the hind wing of the butterfly is very thick in Trogonoptera brookiana. But in Trogonoptera trojana, the stripe of metallic green is quite small and thin. Do you see the difference? Just take a look at the hind wing right there. And See how thick the stripe on the hindwing is compared to the stripe of the hindwing of the other species. And now you'll see the most noticeable difference between the two. Of course, there's also the fact that they live in completely different countries and never meet each other in the wild. For Trogonoptera brookiana is found around the Malay-Thai Peninsula, and Trogonoptera trojana exclusively in the Philippines, as I've said before. But I want to get you this through your head so we can get the entomology lesson for today over with. Now I've just explained you the whole biology of Trogonoptera brookiana, but I'm not going to do the same for the Palawan birdwing, Trogonoptera trojana. Why is that? Well, that's because the species have more or less similar ecology. Just like brookiana, trojana is also a rainforest species, also found in a canopy. They also lay eggs on pipevines, Aristologia, also sequester the toxins, and males are also found mud puddling very often. In fact, these species aren't that much different at all if you think about it. They are basically very closely related cousins of each other. Just turns out that the Palawan birdwing got isolated in the Philippines many million years ago and has split off slightly and diverged from its little brother Trogonoptera brookiana. However, from the surface level, these species still strongly have a lot of parallels in their ecology and biology. Although they can be separated by appearance alone and by geographical location, and despite the fact that they truly are different species, one can generalize their biology. At least you can generalize it enough for it not to have to be explained 2 times in one video.
Hello everyone, and thank you for watching this week's episode of Drawer of the Week. My name is Bart Coppens and I work with butterflies and moths. Both dead ones and live ones. Because I breed them in captivity. I study them, I film them, I photograph them, I research them, and I volunteer in a museum collection where I'm a conservator of the butterflies and moths. Now, Drawer of the Week is my weekly series where I show you one drawer with interesting specimens from a museum and give you some interesting facts about them. If you like it, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and consider joining my crowdfunding platform Patreon, because only with your help, my mission to educate the whole world about insects can be fulfilled. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you next episode of this weekly series.
Hello everyone, and thank you for watching my Drawer of the Week mini-series. I would like to take a moment to say thanks to the Natural History Museum of Rotterdam, or in Dutch, het Natuurhistorisch Museum van Rotterdam. All the insect videos I film in the scientific collection of the Rotterdam Natural History Museum, where I work as a honorary junior conservator. Thanks for watching, and till next time.